All right, so now we have a pig.
Yeah, his name is.
Now, what do we do with it?
Top comment. Hold on. Top comment gets to name him because he told me his name was, and I don't know what that means. So translate that in pig language or something. Bye.
Oh, deflating. Pin your foot. There you go. Yep. Okay. Welcome to episode 2 of building a pig. So, the main idea with a pig is that you would create yourself a stable platform. It's pretty stable, but it's on gravel again. That you can put your work on. We're going to make dogs, which are pegs that'll go in here, and then we'll do opposing wedges so that when they wedge together, they wedge your piece up against the dogs, and that holds it stable. So we'll probably drill out 8 holes based on the size here. This will allow for holding the work steady while we work. Okay, I'm gonna try and make my wedges out of the leftover tulip poplar. Just gonna go ahead and make this a little bit straighter. Pretty square. So biggest issue is going to be this knot, so I think I'm going to cut that off. This knot right here, I think I'm going to cut that off because I don't need my wedges to be any longer than probably 8 inches, I would say. So I'm going to go ahead and mark that off, and then we'll cut. Alright, it is marked off. I'm going to go ahead and use the pig for stability while I cut this. We're almost through, so I'm going to tip it up a little bit. Okay, I've gone ahead and marked off what I want to remove to square this off. Kids are playing basketball in the background, so that's going on. Use a woodsman's wedgie to try and split this out. Hopefully close to square. Save that for a dog maybe. Ooh, that ran out real bad. There's going to be a lot of bark to it. Ran out a little bit. Flip it over. Do a matching cut on this side. There we go. Pretty square. Gonna square it up using the axe. All right, so it's pretty square now. Now I've got to make a cross cut all the way across here, which is going to take a long time. But yeah, that's how we're going to make 2 wedges. So I went ahead and cut that in half. I had to put it in my vise, but pretty good. Might have been easier just to carve some out of wood. I'm going to clean these up some. Okay, clean up these wedges. Just gonna chamfer the edges a little bit to prevent splintering. There's my ducks. Very loud. So these are going to be the opposing wedges that we'll need. I'm not going to put a lot of time into them because they will work. Ooh, I knew that was going to happen, but that'll be all right. Just do a little bit at a time. There we go. Go the right way on the grain, I suppose. The ways these will work is they will. I'll put the dogs in here, and then I'll put my opposing wedges up against this backstop, and as I slide them together, we get more distance, and I can pound those together and even get more distance so that I can press up against the dogs that we're going to put in here. That's the next step, is we got to drill some holes and make some dowels. So there's some opposing wedges. Okay, so I don't want to use the branch whittled down because I want to use the cross grain to make my dogs so that they're a little bit stronger. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split this, and I won't be able to get probably 4 out of this, but I should be able to get at least 1 or 2 dowels out of this. So I'm going to split it because it's the heartwood is off center. So pretty good there. Pretty good split. Now I'm just going to split this. Actually, I'm going to split the sides off because I don't think I'm going to get 2 dowels out of this piece. I'm just going to get 1. That ran out a little bit on me. So I'm just going to do the same cut on the opposite side. Well, both of those are running out on me. That's just removing the bark. So the rest will be carving. What we want to do is make these dowels the same size as our largest auger bit. So that's going to be kind of my gauge. I'll use the gauge that comes with the auger bits here to kind of whittle my way into a dowel that I can use to make a couple dogs. And we'll drill some holes and I'll show you how they work. Making a pig at least gives you a place to sit while you work. Just gonna do slow reduction until we get down to where we got a pretty solid dowel. And I can pass it through the eye of the gauge. And I could mark this the way I did the legs, but I'm just eyeballing it because I have a tendency to do that. We've got one pretty good dowel. I'm gonna go ahead and drill a couple holes in this pig and see how she holds. Okay, so I've marked out some holes in the center-ish of the log. Looks like it's a little off center, but it'll be all right because they're adjustable pegs, and that is their purpose. So we're just gonna start it the same way. These ones are gonna be vertical. Just trying to go as deep as I need to for some stability. And when this is stable, then a dog probably would be too. So let's back it out. Okay, so we worked it down a little bit and now it fits in here and kind of jams in there. You don't want to be too tight because you're gonna have to grab it with only probably about that much sticking out. This is gonna be about two dogs out of this dowel. So I'm gonna work the other end down. It's still too big. Just kind of worked to one until I had the right size. But that's the right size. You can see it's pretty stable in there. Work the other end down, drill another hole, and then we will show you how it works. Okay, so here is how a pig works. These aren't going to be the only holes I drill. I may drill a few more, may make a couple more dowels, but 2 works for this purpose. And so if this is the piece I want to work with, take my opposing wedges and my pegs, my dogs right here, and I take them and I stick these wedges in and I slide them up against there. Then I take my mallet and I tap that in. Now this is completely secure. Like, this is not moving. I can lift up the entire pig just by holding on to that one piece that I'm working on. Pop those out and it's free. And I can just pull my dogs out and there we have the whole setup. Thought I'd show you guys what a pig is used for. So basically I've just wedged it in here, took this piece, made it solid in there, and now I am using my pig, for carving coffee scoop. When it starts to lift up, you want to switch sides. Looks pretty good to me. So with a little bit of axe work, we've got this so far. That is a viable scoop. We're gonna clean it up with some carving knives just because we have them. Why not? I kept this knot in here. There's really no way to make the handle centered around it, so it's, I just thought it might be an interesting part to the carving. I'll show you when it's done. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully somebody else can now make a pig from what we've done here today. All right, just wanted to finish up this project today. Thought you guys might like to see how it's made. I could be completely wrong in what this is called. I've heard it called a pig, and so I'm calling it a pig, and I drew a pig face on mine because that's fun. Today we made opposing wedges and dogs and drilled some holes, and that made our pig fully functional. I hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe. See you on the next one.
Hold on. I have an interruption.
Go ahead.
Anyway. Whatever. Name our pig. Bye. He told me his name, but I'm not clear in pig language.